Can we start?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just go down if you start. You, Tony. First season as chairman, what a season it's been so far.
I'd have to say, me and Ernie had this conversation about 4 days ago about where we are. We spoke about 10, 11 weeks ago up here in the boardroom, just a general chat, takeover. I thought that'd be nice, a bit of football every Saturday, and get to know the first team and see where we can take it. To be where we are today is just absolutely unbelievable. And the journey up to this, it started at Merthyr Tydfil when we went down there and won that game, and the Billericay games, to come back here and win it in the 10th penalty. And the last probably 10 days has just been an absolute whirlwind, unbelievable whirlwind. We're going places we've never been before.
I was going to say, did you ever imagine you were taking on such a task?
No, never. You look out there, the ITV cameras are going to be here. It's just, it's a different world that we've never been in. But I will say, enjoying the journey.
Yeah. It brings a lot of rewards as well, doesn't it? No more than financially as well.
More than financial, I think it's the community, the club, the people around the club. Everybody's enjoying what's going on. Everybody's excited about Friday evening. All the clubs and pubs on the island are showing it. We've got a full crowd. We've got other stuff going on in the stadium and outside the stadium to make it the impact for everybody available to come here. So yeah, it's going to be one hell of a night.
It'll be a record crowd, won't it?
It will be a record crowd at the stadium. Yes.
What's the approximate sort of figure that we're looking at?
So we've sold 1,450 tickets. The stadium can hold 1,530. So with the staff and guests and other people in the stadium, it'll be around 1,530.
And I imagine you could have sold more.
Twice that, yeah, easy. Yeah.
That's some going. And Ernie, you seem to love a cup, don't you? Last time you were here, you had 4, and now you're doing well in this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's people love cup competitions, don't they? It's very exciting. If you can have a run in the cup, season's a season. The season's over 38, 40 games in the league. And that defines where you end up in the league, but of course cups are always one-off games, and if you can have some success, it keeps the season driving on, and I think sometimes be the catalyst also for having a good league campaign, to get that excitement, get the crowd, get the local supporters involved.
I spoke to you a few times about your beloved Sunderland and stuff like that, and have you ever sort of watched big cup games yourself and been there in the crowd?
Well, yeah, and the biggest one in my memory is probably not anybody will remember, but Sunderland beating Leeds in 1973. I was there as a young boy, and Charlton Athletic got me a ticket because I was there at the time. And watching Ian Porterfield score that goal, Jim Montgomery make that wonderful double save as he did, and then Bob Stoker, the old man, is running on with his Trilby hat falling off, and that sort of stuff. So Bobby Kerr lifting the cup, and nobody thought Sunderland had an absolute cat nails chance that day. They were near bottom of the old second division. Leeds were the modern day Manchester City, and there you go. It was lowly old Sunderland at that time when won the FA Cup. So that created a magical thing for me, with the FA Cup and affiliation to it, and something I'll never forget. So to be involved at this level now as a manager, is really a dream come true.
You talk about those celebrations, Sunderland. I suppose if you were to get a result on Friday, your sheepskin hat would be flying.
Yeah, well that's it. My flying hat would go flying off as I come in and sort of jump, pick Richie Hamill up. I'm strong enough to do that at that point. But no, I'm really excited about the prospect of doing that.
And Richie, great to captain the side as well, isn't it, this season?
Yes, massive sort of honour. I've been at the club for 5, 6 years now. It was something sort of thrust upon me at the time, but sort of taking it sort of from strength to strength, and we've grown as a team, especially sort of probably from about this time last year. We've tried to keep a lot of the squad together, although there's been sort of management changes, but sort of gone strength for strength, and sort of in the sort of dressing room we're not too surprised that we got this far. Obviously you take it game by game, but we know we're sort of capable of beating anyone on our day.
And you've shown against Merthyr and Billericay that it doesn't really matter what level they're playing at.
Yeah, especially them two teams. I think that's the level we're sort of aspiring to be at next year. So that's a good test for us against them teams at that level. I think especially Billericay, I think they're really fancy to win their league or be right up there. So it's good that we know we can compete with them teams in that league. Should we get to that stage next year?
And how big a challenge is Walsall going to be then?
Yeah, massive. But like Gav said, it's a one-off game. I said we fancy ourselves down here against anyone. Obviously, we'd have to be at our very, very best, and they'd probably have to have an off day. So hopefully we can put on a show.
And Dan, I spoke to you briefly recently, and you've scored a lot of goals for this club, haven't you? And,
Yeah.
Can I first ask how the injury's going? Is the update? Are you okay?
Yeah, no, the injury's going good. Been doing a lot of work on it over the last couple of weeks. Trained tonight, trained Monday. It went well. So I'm hoping to be sort of selected for the squad and in the first 11. But yeah, no, the injury's doing well. It's going well. I didn't feel anything today, so hopefully it'll be all good by Friday.
What's the mood like out on the training field with the lads?
It's good. Like everyone's morale's high. Like I think everyone's a little bit excited for it. I mean, it's a massive thing. Like a lot of well, none of us have made it this far, sort of in the FA Cup before. And yeah, I think everyone's just really excited. I don't think there's much nerves in the camp. I think they're coming down here, massive club, sort of 4 leagues above us. I don't think that there's any pressure on us. I think we're just going to go out and enjoy it and play our football. And I think if we can do it right, I mean, it's the FA Cup, who knows?
I don't know if you've been able to soak up the mood of the island much. I mean, being into the bars and stuff, there's a bit of a atmosphere building already, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, the island is buzzing at the moment. Like, there's so much atmosphere around it. Like everywhere you go, like people ask you about the game and sort of what's happening and all that sort of stuff. It's the island is buzzing. Like a lot of the community sort of get behind us. Like all the schools are having like certain days and sort of unclosed days and Sheppey days and all that sort of stuff. So the whole island's sort of getting behind us for that day, and it's just a real good feel factor on the island at the moment.
Must be quite bizarre coming into the car park with like TV trucks and doing press conferences and stuff.
Yeah, I've got to say, like, I come up to train today. I was like, where am I going to park my motor? but look, yeah, no, it's nice. Like it's nice to have that sort of thing going on here, and it sort of puts Sheppey on the map a little bit and sort of gets us known. And if that can bring in sort of the possibility of sort of better players coming in from a further afield and sort of more interest in the club, then that's just a massive positive.
Just on that point as well, it's only been putting Sheppey on the map, isn't it? I mean, everyone's sort of talking about the club at the minute.
It's interesting because we was at Botany Road for a long time. Obviously ceased trading for a few years to be up here. The amount of people that come here and say, I didn't even know it was like this here, I've never been here before. So people seeing this stadium on the TV especially, and the amount of houses that have been built on this island in the last sort of 5-10 years, we're hoping that we can double the crowds that we get on a Saturday through this one cup competition, you know, and the whole island is buzzing. Everywhere you go, and the clubs and pubs, you know, they're all putting on social media, they're going to be showing it, so the people that haven't come here tonight will still be able to enjoy the whole event as we intend to. So, yeah.
Well, one last one for me then to the manager, Ernie.
Yeah.
You've got a league game on the Tuesday against Beckenham, I think. Have you thought much about that, or have you
no, not at all. No, I mean, you know, the league campaign is something, isn't it? We you know, it's taken over really. I think until Tuesday just gone, we'd had 11 cup games on the spin, so the league had really taken a back seat. You know, we've still only played 5 or 6 games, so you know, there's a big league campaign ahead of us. I think we're due 2 games a week during November. I think it's 8 or 9 games November. So it's going to be a testing time. So let's assume we don't get, you know, if we get through, then obviously there'll be more games to play. But no, that's at some stage the league's going to become a big thing for us, and we'll have something we'll have to knuckle down and get back to.
Thank you. Good luck.
Tony, if I could start with you. In terms of legacy, this is a historic moment for the club, being in the first round of the FA Cup. What is it that you want to sort of leave for the next generation of Sheppey fans and the club?
I like the word legacy. This is leaving a legacy for a lot of people here with this game. For myself, I want to be able to leave a club that people will enjoy coming to, and for me it starts with the youth. We want the youth coming here now and enjoying what the facilities we've got here. We want to grow the youth section here, and I think the biggest thing for me is if we can get some youth coming in at 7 years old and coming through and playing in the first team, then that's a massive target and a massive, you know, I'd love to see that. And then people later on in life say, oh, do you remember the FA Cup one up at Sheppey and we was on the TV and everything that went out. For me, my cup game starts at 4:30 on Friday. The lights will be on, the music will be blaring. I'm hoping we're in a position where we can just sit back and enjoy the whole atmosphere and the people that are going to be here, because the journey, I've got to say, for me and Lee, over the last 10 days have been absolutely immense, and it is still immense at the moment, but there will come a point that we will just sit back and just take the whole event in on Friday.
I was going to ask actually, what's your plans after the final whistle? Regardless of
enjoy the win.
Yeah.
Enjoy it up here. The Walsall players are due to come up here with our players. If we can get a result, if we get a win, this place will just be rocking. The win against Billericay up here was a fantastic night. Went on till about 3 in the morning. So that it won't just be us. It'll be the whole crowd. It'll be the pubs. It'll be absolutely everybody on the island. And I'll say this to camera: if we get through, personally, I'd like an away draw because it's much easier on us at the carpet. But we take a home draw against a big team. We've done the work here now, so it's ready for the next big team to come here and play Sheppey on their own turf.
Only after the Merthyr game, I believe you said it was the best game or one of the highlights of your managerial career. Has that already been beaten over the past 2, and do you think it could be beaten again this Friday?
Well, you set records, they're there to be beaten, aren't they? And that's how you approach life. That's how as a competitive manager and player, you're looking for your next challenge. So I think, we've surpassed that now. Now we turn to Friday, and hopefully, we can get something out of Friday and take that on.
And how much does this club mean to you personally? I know your son played here, captained here. Just for you and your family, this has got to be such a big moment.
It's massive. I spent the majority of my life here. Moved in, I was 7 years old, and been in business here. Done okay. The island's been good to me, and it's been an opportunity for me to give something back to the community, which I've really enjoyed. Enjoyed managing the club. We've had some fantastic years here since we reformed. It's been a very steep upward curve, which has been fantastic. As personally, as a family, we get a big thrill out of it. Football's kind of our lives, really. Sport and football. So it couldn't be any better.
And I don't want to tempt fate, but do you think you could stomach another round of penalties?
Well, I don't think so, but we'll have to if it comes to it. But penalties are what they are. I was impressed with what they are. They were very composed in the last round against Billericay, and there's no reason to think that if we faced another one, we wouldn't be the same.
Brilliant, thank you. And then to both players, do you have a sort of message for the supporters ahead of the game? I know that obviously we mentioned before that sort of ruckus that they made when you made it through to the first round. Do you have a message for them?
Yes, much the same as Billericay. Really get behind us and sort of make some noise. The game Billericay was almost a little bit hostile for the away team and possibly helped us in certain parts of the game when we maybe was struggling a little bit or get under the cosh a little bit. So get behind us. And,
I think 100% what Rich has said. I think that when we were under the cosh, I think that the fans sort of gave us that extra little bit just to push us on a little bit. I would defend a little bit better, or sort of play a little bit better, or just give that little bit more effort. So as Rich has just said, sort of get behind us, and it really does help us on the pitch.
And then finally, again, just the both of you, where does this whole event, this whole sort of week, and Friday as well, rank in your careers?
Yeah, I was right up there. Yeah, certainly. Yeah, Friday would probably be the biggest game I've sort of ever played in. But hopefully we can get the win and make it even sweeter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting on a bit now. My football career's nearly done, and I'm happy that this has happened now in my career, because for me personally, I know how hard it is at this level to get to where we've got now, and I feel that I appreciate it a lot more than what I would if I was sort of 10 years younger. I'm just absolutely buzzing for it. I can't wait.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Just a quick one. You mentioned the last week and what you've gone through. Can you tell me some of the kind of things that you have to do as a smaller club to prepare for a game like this that a lot of people probably wouldn't really know that you're having to do?
Well, myself?
Yeah, as a club.
Well, I have my own business. I've not been to work for the last 10 days. It's just been here constantly at 8 o'clock till 7 o'clock in the evening. The amount of emails, the amount of organisation, and that started 2 days before the Billericay game. So we had to do certain things to get us prepared if we were to win, because we knew at that point it would be on TV and what date and what time. So a lot of work went in on the first 2 days, and the amount of stuff we've had to do following some inspections and and what we've had to put in to make this stadium be able to stage that game. But there's other stuff we've had to do. We've tried to maximise the commercial side of it. We put various bars outside the stadium because our fans are not used to not being able to drink in this stadium when they watch a game of football. So we've tried to manage that and maximise the guys being able to have a drink and the ladies have a drink, but also enjoy the game before half time. We're going to open a little bit early than we would normally do because we want people to come and enjoy the whole atmosphere. The music will be on, something to eat, something to drink, watch the game, and just soak in. And we want to do that. We want to see people near us four. We want to, when it starts to get dark, and enjoy that whole journey through Friday night. But out of everybody, I'll only talk for me and Lee here, and John Longhurst, the secretary. The amount of work and questions that we've been asked and never, we've just said, well, we don't know the answer because we've never been here before. It's just, and it's still going on now. We're still getting lots of stuff coming through for Friday's game that we've tried to answer. We can't answer everything, but there's three of us, me, Lee, and John. The work has just taken over our lives. So we'll see what happens Friday, and then we'll see what happens on Saturday. If we win, Saturday will just be unreal.
Pressure. Sorry. What do you tell the guys, a lot of whom have never sort of played in a game as big as this? These guys have said it's the biggest game of their career. How do you tell them how to handle it?
Well, I think it's a matter of staying calm. We've got to play our game. It's no good overthinking the opposition. They're 4 leagues higher. They're going to be very, top quality opposition for us. And it's about playing our game and keeping a strong mind and being composed on the ball and not letting the occasion take over the performance. And if we can do that, and that will give us an opportunity.
Richard, as a captain, you must come into contact with a lot of younger players, a lot of youths who train here. What do you think this performance, this massive game, is going to mean to younger people who play, who watch this team?
Yeah, it's something for them to look up to and aspire to. I think years ago I used to go and watch Dartford when they sort of went through the leagues, and it was a similar sort of concept to what's happening here. And you still sort of idolise them players just as much as sort of the Premier League players. So it's obviously right for us to sort of set a good example, and yeah, as I say, it's sort of good for everyone involved.
Dan, what would a goal mean for you this weekend?
He'd be up there with one of the best goals I've scored. Not just purely because of obviously it'd be amazing because it's first round proper, it's for the club and everything, but because of the history with the club, with my family, and my family's from around that area. To get a goal there would just mean everything. So don't be surprised if I do. I'll go a little bit mental. So.
You played at first round level before, haven't you? First round proper.
Yeah.
For Hastings, was it?
I did, yeah.
Was it on telly, that game?
It wasn't televised, no. In them days, I think there was only one game that was ever televised. That was the final.
But wasn't there some highlights package or something?
Yeah, there was a highlights package, yeah. I know what you're going to make me say. I missed a penalty in the 89th minute against Enfield away, and it was a first round proper tie, and we were 1-0 down. I missed a penalty, went on to lose 2-0 in the 95th minute. So again, that was a bit of a, hopefully on Friday we can exercise that demon as well.
Make up for it Friday.
Yeah.
Any other questions? No? Okay, thank you everyone. Cheers.
Cheers.